Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy flipping Friday, man. It's Friday, baby. We got video gaming news for today, August 18th, and then we got some more Fallout. What is this, day 11, I think? I think this is day 11. Is that right? That's right. I knew that I knew my own stuff. Yeah. Fallout day 11. So sorry the stream's a little bit late. I had some weird stuff happening with some of the specifically one of the apps that I use to run some of the stuff for the stream. It was being weird this morning, but I think I got it sorted. So hopefully we'll be good for the rest of the day. Better to find it out before I was getting started and everything, and than being started and having to try to address it afterwards. So I think we're good to go. We should have a good day. I hope everybody's day is going well so far, and we're all ready for the weekend, baby. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's dive into a video gaming news for today. Let's go. Let's kill this music. Nice. All right, all right. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, man. Oh, here we go. I hope nobody buys this. This is so stupid. Red Dead Redemption launched for PS4 and Switch at a $50 price point. This is so flipping gross. 13-year-old game. No improvements to the game at all. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like I'm not. It's hard for me to say that about people because, I think there are probably a lot of people that haven't ever gotten to play the original Red Dead, and I think that Rockstar knows that, and that's why they did this. The original Red Dead Redemption. So there was Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, and Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Red Dead Redemption's a banger of a game, and people deserve to play it. But this just shows how scummy these corporations are, to come at people. And again, I've been trying to tell people that, like, if in any way, shape, or form you can come at this and try to find a different way to play this game where you're not outright buying this retail and supporting what Rockstar is doing here, please do that, because this is not something that they should be gaining money off of, at least not in this capacity. To be re-releasing a game 13 years later as a straight up port, no improvements at all, straight up 13-year-old game being re-released at a $50 price point, they can go get wrecked. Nobody should be paying that much money for this game. They didn't even try to increase the frame rate or anything. Basically, yeah, exactly, Psycho. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't call people dumb for buying this game at this price point. I would call them ignorant. You know what I mean? Just to the fact of what Rockstar is really doing to them in this capacity, which is what, I mean, unfortunately, there's, in my opinion, a lot of people that are ignorant to the scummy tactics that so many of the industry leaders do to their consumers nowadays. This is just another prime example of it, really. You know what I mean? There's a difference between being dumb and being ignorant. And I think there are just a lot of people that are ignorant to the fact of what a lot of these developers do to their consumer base and their fan base. This is a prime example of it. And it's disgusting, man. 80, wait, what? $80? What? Yo, what's up, Davey? Um, well, yeah, Davey's a Canadian friendo. So it's going to be more expensive. But Jesus, that's insane, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Like, if you're actually a gaming enthusiast and a collector at all, man, I mean, honestly, what you should be doing is get yourself a really nice refurbished from get it from a place that is very reputable, that is known to do refurbishing of older consoles, and get yourself a refurbished PS3. That my opinion, get a refurbished PS3. uh Refurbished PS3. Try to get one of the earlier models. The first models that came out were backwards compatible with PS1 and PS2 games. And get a refurbished PS3 and get the game on that system for really, really cheap. And then you've got yourself an older console that's always also backwards compatible with older games from previous consoles, and you can play this game for really, really cheap. Feels so bad. It's so stupid. There's so many people that deserve to play this game that never got to play this game, and now they're making them pay this amount of money for it. It's so disgusting, man. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily trust someplace like GameStop, but there have been a lot of like small business, privately owned small businesses that have come about that are really good, eh, like video game stores, right? You can find them within your local region. They're all over the place, man. And most of these places are really good at refurbishing consoles and stuff, but you need to do some online research, reviews, and stuff. Take a look and you can even find places online. Find places online that have their shop set up online. They specialize in doing this kind of thing, in your region. They'll specialize in getting vintage consoles, refurbishing them. They'll have good reviews and stuff like that. And you can probably just buy it online, have them ship it to you online. It'll have a warranty under it and stuff like that. So probably not a long warranty, but it'll be warranted for a certain amount of time for their purposes of making sure that you're satisfied with the work they've done on it and stuff. But I wouldn't trust a chained place like GameStop or anything. No. Mm-mm. Not me. Not me. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I've been ripping on them for stuff like that for a minute now too. It's that's like the only game they even care about really is GTA, and um, it shows. It's the only game they care about. They've got so many other titles that are very, very good and iconic, and people have adored for a long time and have been asking for a long time, and they just don't give a crap, dude. Because GTA is the only game they care about, and so that's what they do to it. But I mean, they are coming out with a new GTA, and yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's going to be riddled, I think, with transactions, because that's going to make sense to Rockstar from a business perspective. To me, it's going to gross me out, but that's what they're going to do to it. It's well, apparently, look, I mean, apparently they've been working on GTA 6 for a significant amount of time. It's not like they just started working on this game. Look, I mean, this is one of the biggest gaming projects. GTA 6 is something that I don't think the gaming industry project wise has not really ever seen anything probably of this scope before, dude. So you're talking about like they don't ever release any other games or whatever, but this game GTA 6 has apparently been in development for over half a decade already. in some form or fashion. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and it's still not probably going to release until next year, maybe even the year after, right? So we're talking probably a good, I don't know, 7 to 8 year development process. That's a long time, and they're talking about this that GTA 6's budget is over $1 billion. That's insane. I mean, I don't think that we've ever seen anything project wise in the gaming industry of that kind of scope. You know, it's insane. So it's not like they haven't been working on it, but at the same time, I mean, dude, I could care less. Really, it's not something I really care about. I know there are a lot of people that like GTA. I used to love the old GTA games, but what they've turned it into is not something that really appeals to me. And for it to appeal to other people, that's fine. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all. To each their own. What does bother me is what Rockstar is obviously going to do to it, right? What they already started doing to GTA 5 with all the different transactions and the, what is it, like the monthly pass you could pay for or whatever to get like some benefits of the in the game and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's exactly, dude. It's going to be riddled with transactions. It's on top of people having to pay for the game up front. It's going to be real gross, you know. But I don't know. They're putting a lot into the development of it too. So it's I mean, it's one of the few games that is that big in the industry. You know, it's uniquely big, uniquely iconic, and therefore they'll absolutely get away with it. Whatever they want to do scamaz wise in it with transactions and stuff, they'll get away with it. There are enough people that love that game so much they will totally look past anything that Rockstar will really do that would be normally viewed as a scummy tactic for that game. Most people, anyways. Most people. I mean, that's the way I see it going down, anyways. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, and we talk about it a lot in here, right? But there's a lot of games that get called out for it too. There are a lot of games that get called out for it too, and Rockstar will as well. But they won't get called out for it to the same capacity that some other games will. And not every developer, like, let's be fair, not every developer is on that bandwagon, and we try to do our best to call out those developers and promote those developers that don't do that kind of thing, like Larian, for example, Baldur's Gate 3, massive game, highly anticipated, been anticipated for years, been in early access for years. And I mean, you think they couldn't have gotten away with doing microtransactions in that game? You're out of your mind. But did they? Absolutely not. Those are the kinds of companies that we should really be putting up on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Um, because they're showing that you don't need to do that kind of thing. And those are the ones that we should really be lifting up and praising for doing gamer, gamer God's work, if you will. You know what I mean? And showing the rest of the industry that that's not the way this needs to be, right? So that's just one of the most recent examples. There are other companies out there that have done a solid job of, not incorporating payable stuff in their games, continuing to push out content for their games, not making people pay for anything besides the base content or whatever, or and there are acceptable pieces of this too. A good free to play game that has some like payable cosmetics or whatever. Okay, I know that you need to support the process of upkeeping the game and development of it and everything. I get that. Most of us understand that. If it's if it's a free to play title, we get that. So it's a little bit more acceptable on that front. When you're talking about a game though that is a full AAA price point, and and then they do all this kind of crap in it too, like Exo Primal, get wrecked, dude. It's so gross to see that. So gross. Yeah. I mean, that's why I mean it's just it's terrible to watch people have to deal with it all the time, you know? To have seen so many developers succumb to this trend of disgustingness, yeah, when they didn't really need to. Oh, we have an article from not only is Davey Canadian, by the way, but he loves camping. Sorry, I'm memeing right now. I'm memeing right now. Sorry, Davey. Oh man. Uh Hold on real quick. Yeah, we've got a suggestion here from Ferret. Ferret got us this one. The Xbox 360 digital stores closing down in July of next year, guys. We got this right here. Shout out to Ferret. Davey. I'm just teasing you, bro. Uh, so Xbox 360 digital stores closing down in July of next year. Um, I don't need to dive. I mean, do we? You guys. I mean, straight off the bat, dude. This article got me ranting today. I'm sorry, but it's really disgusting, man. I hate to see this. You know, hate to see that. Rockstar is quickly becoming one of those developers that I absolutely care not to play any of their games anymore. You know, at all. Just not at all. I have RDR2 right now in my like lineup of games, my backlog of ones that I'm really looking to play sometime before too long, and that'll probably be it for me for Rockstar games for the foreseeable future. Uh, yeah, same thing as Blizzard. Yep. Yeah, I probably won't be looking to play any Rockstar games in the moving forward. So besides RDR2, I've already own it. I already own it. I got it last year during the like winter sale. I actually bought it on Epic too. Epic sale. I got a really good deal on it. I got it for like $20, dude. The like entire edition, like the whatever it's called, with the DLC and stuff too. I got RDR2 for like $20, and I had an extra 25% off coupon or something like that. So I got it like dirt cheap, dude, for that game. RDR2, I got it for like $15 or something, and I was like, yeah, I can't pass that up. So I'll play it sometime soon enough. But outside of that, yeah, I won't be supporting Rockstar anymore moving forward, man. It's just too gross, man. Too gross. Um, One moment. All right, sorry guys. Yeah. I mean, we could, brother, we could sit here and list off the I mean EA, 2K, you know, Blizzard, Rockstar. I mean, we could go on and on and on about the gross. I mean, put Capcom in that pile now too. You know, with what I've seen them do with like Exo Prime. I mean, you know, it's we could go on and on and on, man. Yeah, it's really disgusting and it's sad. It's a sad thing to see. Um, that's why I think it's so important that we really shine a light um, on these companies that continue. My mic might be a little bit far away. Sorry. Continue to shine a light on these companies that are doing right, making good quality games, and not incorporating anything more on that aspect of transactions than they need to. You know, there's a difference between a need to incorporate that kind of thing, like I said, and maybe some free to play games or something like that, and then the companies that are just trying to ring you for everything that you have. You know, when really a lot of times that content should have just been part of the game naturally in the first place. So I mean, we could go on and on and on, dude. It's disgusting. Will PS4 servers shut down? Eventually. Probably. It's inevitable. I mean, you would hope not. I mean, this is kind of the same thing as like, this is what I would rather see. I would rather see these storefronts get consolidated into Xbox's storefront, like 360 digital store closing. There's still going to be people that play these vintage consoles. I know. Here's the problem. What I want and what most of us as gamers want doesn't make sense for these businesses in regards to business decisions, right? So, maintaining these servers and these storefronts and stuff like that isn't fiscally something that makes sense to them if very few people are accessing them anymore. So that's why eventually they die off, right? But what sucks is that then we lose all the access to that historical gaming content. And I mean, perfect world, what would be great is that those storefronts and the servers for those older consoles and stuff would always be available in some capacity, right? And I think best scenario for it would be like all like a comprehensive, instead of Nintendo, what Nintendo's always done is done like every time they come out with a new console, it's a new online platform, right? Which is so rough. But Nintendo just needs to make it Nintendo Online, and it should have Switch's space on Nintendo Online. It should have the Wii U part. It should have Wii's spot. It should have the DS's spot on there, where if you still have those devices, you can still get on there and you know, get content for those. And it's the same for every other console player as well. But the reason it won't work like that is because like I said before, from a business point of view, it's not making sense for these corporations to maintain those shops, the e-shops and the servers for the older consoles and stuff, as people just quit playing them. As that player base dwindles, you know, they're like, well, we've got to just make the choice to shut it down. And I don't think it ever feels good, especially for all of us that are really gaming enthusiasts. We're collectors, and not that we're always going to have those devices out, but if we want to, you know, being able to go out and connect and grab a game that we might want that we don't have or whatever, that's something we would like to have access to, you know. Thank God for emulators. So, of course, a lot of these companies are like, well, we're going to take your access away, but don't you dare use an emulator to go grab that game that we don't give you access to anymore. But what else are you supposed to do? So it's a weird situation. Will PS4 servers shut down? PS4 servers are not going to shut down for quite some time. That's not something anybody needs to worry about right now. PS5 exclusive games are still on sale for cheap until August 19th. We'll take a look at that. Yeah. So the Starfield stuff that you need to know. Excuse me. Starfield is reportedly going to take up about 140 gigs of space on both PC and Xbox. And so if you're planning on playing this game, I highly recommend you make sure you have at least 150 gigs available. All right. And the preloading does start this week. We've already touched on this. Preloading starts this week. What is it? If you bought into the early access, you get to start playing on the 1st, I think is what it is. And you just need to make sure that you have the amount of space ready to go for this game. It's big. About the same thing for PlayStation with Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate releases full release for PS5 for Standard Edition on the same exact day Starfield releases on Xbox and PC, right? September 6th. So September 6th for the base edition of both of these games. Baldur's Gate, I think early access is maybe like the 2nd or something like that. But it's 122 gigs, so it's not much smaller than this. You need to make sure you've got plenty of space for it if you're playing that on PS5. Preload is already started for that, so you can already be preloading that. As far as I thought preload for Starfield had already hit, and maybe preload for. Let me see this real quick. Yes, it will, Davey. Yes, it will. Yep, absolutely. Okay. I think the preloading for Baldur's Gate 3 for PlayStation hits about a week before the release or something or a week before the early access release. So we're still about a week away from that, something like that. But preloading is going to happen for both, okay? But preloading for Starfield has already started. Yeah, so here's the thing. They're going to tell you that it's going to take up this amount of space, right? So if a game tells you it's going to take up 139 gigs, you need to make sure you have a buffer above that. If you just have exactly 139 gigs available, that game is probably not going to totally download and install correctly. So you did get scammed. Nice, dude. Yeah, let me put this random mode in here. So basically what it comes down to is whenever scammed, what am I doing, dude? Oh God, my I need more coffee. I can't even spell random mode right, dude. Oh my God. There we go. My head this morning. It's Friday. God dang it, dude. I got scammed too, dude. Don't worry about it. Usually whenever you're downloading and installing a game like this, digital game, it requires an amount of extra space for like unpacking the files, things like that, right? You also need to consider that there's probably going to be like some day one patches and stuff like that that are going to add to the size of what the game is saying it's going to be currently, right? So you just need the safest thing you can do is be prepared and have a cushion over that. And this is where, I mean, a lot of people, especially on console, naturally the consoles don't come with a lot of storage space, right? This is a scary thing for a lot of people. This is what I've been harping on the console market for a while about. I mean, yeah, you can go out there and get a storage expansion for way more money than it should cost, or you can upgrade the storage on a console, but they should be coming out by default with more storage space than they do at this point. Like the X, especially like PS5 and Xbox Series X, they should have been released by default with more storage space than they do. In today's day and age, even when they released, they knew that was a too small of a storage space, with as big as games are getting, and people just need to be aware how big these games are, and you need to have a cushion over that, just to make sure everything's going to download, unpack, install, be okay. If you have just that amount of space, you're probably going to run into some issues during that process. Man, we haven't even actually gotten into this yet. Oh, look at this, dude. Lenovo's new games console looks like a Switch rival in the making. It's got detachable controllers, it looks like, guys. This is the first time I've seen a picture of it. Is this for reals? Hey, Nintendo, look at these contoured controllers, dude. Nintendo, look at this. They're almost like ergonomic, like your hand would curve around these. That's weird, right? Instead of just like a little block, you weirdos. Nintendo, take a lesson out of this book, please, and understand that people's hands aren't made for just small little blocks. Please, Jesus. We're gonna be watching Gamescom on Tuesday, guys. Don't forget, this Monday I'm gonna be off, but I won't be taking Wednesday off. I had to switch my day off this coming week. So this coming Monday, I'm going to be off. Sorry, hold on. Oh, God. Yeah, this coming Monday, I'm going to be off. The stream will be down because I've got some life stuff going on. But Wednesday, I'll be here, okay? So just switching my day off. But Tuesday, we will be starting WrestleQuest, hopefully, unless it gets delayed again. And we will be watching Gamescom opening night live to finish the day out. It starts at like 1 o'clock p.m. for me, my time. That would be 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. or excuse me, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 11 a.m. Pacific is when opening night live starts. And we're going to be watching it here in the channel on Tuesday, okay? No! Alan Wake 2 delayed to avoid clashing with other games. Crappers. Well, it looks like we might not be playing that in Scaretober now. Feels bad, dude. We'll see. If it's only like a week delay or something, then it might be okay, but it was releasing in like the middle of October. If it ends up delaying outside of October, we won't be playing it in Scaretober. We'll see. That means that would take 2 games out of our lineup for Scaretober. Because I was planning on playing Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 in Scaretober. Sega has completed its acquisition of Rovio. It's Dunskies. Okay. We got a trailer for Modern Warfare 3 now. Gaming Bible, I'll pass. Let's go ahead and talk about free games real quick. Black Book and Dodo Peak are free. All right. These are free on Epic Games right now, guys. So go get your free games. Don't forget. All right. Don't forget. Black Book is supposed to be pretty solid too. This game looks pretty dope. It's a like adventure RPG, dark, ominous kind of trading card game centered Or it's got a card centered mechanic around it and everything too. Looks really dope. But these are free right now. Go grab them. Go get your games. Oh, it got pushed back 10 days. Okay, okay, that's what we. Okay, we're gonna hit on this, but it'll still be in the lineup. We're gonna be ending Scaretober with Alan Wake 2. Apparently. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. It's good stuff. As long as it's getting rid of toxicity and not just getting rid of like competitive banter and stuff. You know what I mean? As long as you can still crack on somebody's mom. You know what I mean? But they're getting rid of people for, you know, discriminatory talk and racist talk and self-harm speech and stuff like that. That's what you know, as long as you can like troll somebody out a little bit, competitive banter, whatever, that's fine. I don't want to see games get to the point that they're so scared of anybody being able to, you know, and so soft that they don't want anybody using any kind of competitive banter at all. That's not what I want to see. I don't want the toxicity in the games, man. And I think that's where this needs to go. Yeah, we got that up thanks to Ferret. Yeah, okay, we got that up. Total War Warhammer 3 developer defends controversial DLC price hike. Okay. Um that's weird. This is not official, so I'm not going to dive into that right now. We've got that up. We'll watch it. It's like Xbox users can play 4 games for free right now. You'll need to hurry. We'll see what those are. Oh, Minecraft just got rated for Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, I think this is just the fact that these games have been playable on the latest consoles via backwards compatibility, but they haven't actually been released yet, being specifically developed and optimized for these consoles. That's all this is going to really be. Is they're being rated because they're being released specifically for Xbox Series X and S now. Oh, looks like 6 o'clock tonight. There's going to be an Armored Core 6 showcase to highlight lore, mission, gameplay, and PvP. I won't be live then, but I'll pull this up and we'll cover it tomorrow, I'm sure. Okay. My thing is like I'm hyped about that game, but I won't play it on release because From Software sucks at PC releases. They're just terrible at PC releases. They take their console, they develop for console, and then they port their games to PC before release, and it's obvious every time. It's obvious. Eventually, they make them run pretty well on PC, but on release, they're not great. Baldur's Gate 3, so hot right now. Apparently, Embracer's mass layoffs are basically a result of the failed $2 billion Saudi Arabia deal. We already talked about the free Epic Games. We got the Sega Rovio acquisition already up. We'll talk about that. Bro, it was so fun the other day watching the Mortal Kombat 1 celebrity rosters. That was hilarious. I actually put that video up. If you guys didn't see it, I put that video up on YouTube. Did you guys get to see that? Here, I'll grab it for you real quick. If you didn't get to see that, check this out. There you go. It's pretty flippin' funny, dude. There's a couple of different like celebrity roster things that showed up on Ed Boon's like Twitter, X Twitter, Muskrat X account, whatever that site's called anymore. Um, and these these rosters are hilarious. All kinds of like current and like historical celebrities and stuff like that. Like they're actually Mortal Kombat fighters and stuff. It's really funny, dude. Yeah, a spectacular year for video games and a terrible year for video games too. That's why I've talked about this. It's been we've had some bangers, dude. It's been a year for some It's been an amazing year for video games, and it's been a terrible year for video games too. It's like we've had great games, and we've had terrible games too. I think that it's been easy for people to overlook the downside because we've had so many great ones released this year. But man, over the past year, take like the past year and just look at all the terrible releases, terrible performing games and stuff. The list is long. It is long. And we're talking about like big AAA games that had the hype train full speed ahead behind them, man, and they released them were hot pieces of garbage. You know, it's pretty disgusting. There's been a lot of them. So yeah, has it been a good year for video games? Yeah, we've had some bangers, man, but there've been a ton of bad ones too. So let's not forget that fact. Did this release now? Hold on. Chainsaw Massacre is only $36. Yo, it releases today in 3 hours. Okay. This game is apparently supposed to be pretty solid. I'm interested. We might end up playing some of this during Scaretober. But we'll see. We will see. We've seen a lot of the Lord. There's like an 18-minute long Lords of the Fallen gameplay video we already watched. It looked very good. I'm pretty excited about Lords of the Fallen. We might end up playing that on release too. What was the release date of that? What was the release date of Lords of the Fallen? Ugh, October 13th. Oof, probably not, since that's Scaretober. But maybe a little bit after that. Maybe the beginning of the year, the following year. Because we're going to be in Baldur's Gate 3 come November, dude. I really want to play Lords of the Fallen, though. It looks really good. All right, let's stick with this, man. We'll stick with these. Sega has completed its acquisition of Rovio. The deal to take over the Angry Birds studio for 706 million euros was announced in April. Yeah, we knew this was coming. The thing that was kind of weird is that, like, you know, while Angry Birds obviously is still a name that most people know, it's not like it's been a prominent entertainment figure for a while now, or brand. It's all, I mean, you know, whenever Angry Birds really got big, it was all over the place. It was apparel and all over retail everywhere, you know, as well as just in the games and everything. Movies, I mean, you name it, it was all over the place. But it seems like it's tapered off quite a bit since then. And I think the big question was like, not that like Angry Birds is the only thing that Rovio has, but I think the big question was like, what is Sega planning on doing with this acquisition? You know, in April, Sega Sammy Holdings stated it plans to make a tender offer to acquire the entirety of Rovio's outstanding shares and options at a total cost of €706 million or 776 million US dollars. All right, Psycho, listen closely, buddy. Drive safe. Today, the official Sega Twitter account posted an image of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles teaming up with the Angry Birds, confirming that the merger had been completed. The tweet reads, "Welcome to the Sega family, Rovio. We're so thrilled to celebrate Rovio becoming a member of the Sega group. Get ready for exciting adventures ahead." When announced in April, the acquisition was considered a friendly takeover, as Sega stated that Rovio's board of directors had agreed to and expressed support towards the tender offer. Sega had also stated that it expected to close the deal by the end of September. According to its statement at the time, Sega had acquired the Angry Birds studio to bolster its own live service mobile game portfolio. It wants to use Rovio's distinctive know-how in live service mobile game operation to bring Sega's current and new titles to the global mobile gaming market, where there is large potential. At the same time, Sega also claims Rovio wants to go beyond mobile games and wants to help it accomplish this. Rovio is aiming to expand its platform outside of mobile gaming, and Sega will actively look to support this process through its capabilities, it says. Psycho. Sega Sammy Holdings president and group CEO Haruki Satami said in April, among the rapidly growing global gaming market, the mobile gaming market has especially high potential, has been Sega's long-term goal to accelerate its expansion in this field. I feel blessed to be able to announce such a transaction with Rovio, a company that owns Angry Birds, which is loved across the world and home to many skilled employees that support the company's industry-leading mobile game development operating capabilities. Historically, as represented by the Sonic the Hedgehog series, Sega has released countless video game titles to various gaming platforms. I'm confident that through combination of both companies' brands, characters, fan base, as well as corporate culture and functionality, there will be significant synergies created going forward. Well, we will see, won't we? But we knew this was coming. And hold on. There we go. You know, it's just finally come to fruition. You know, so what the big question now is like, what is Sega going to be able to do with this? That's what everybody's really waiting to see. You know, now that this is completed, what is Sega going to be able to actually do with this Rovio portfolio, and especially Angry Birds? You know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 sets the stakes with gripping new trailer, promising a dark and gritty cinematic campaign. So MW3 sees Task Force 141 adapt or die to the oncoming threat of Vladimir Makarov in the latest reveal trailer. Makarov will be a familiar face for those who played the original Modern Warfare 3 for PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. To newcomers, he's introduced as the formidable leader of ultra-nationalists who appears to have allies all over the world. Check out the trailer, set to cover of Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper. Dang it, dude. This is totally DMCA, so I'm going to have to turn the volume off. But, dude, I love this song. Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. Dude, that's a dope song. So, look, I'm going to mute this out because it would have to be muted out anyways. Yeah, but I'll link it for you if you want to watch it yourself or whatever, too. Jesus, feels bad. Here you go. I have to mute it. I'm sorry. DMCA purposes. Shark comes out of nowhere. I need more cowbell, baby. I know it sucks without sound, guys. I'm really sorry. But I'll link it for you. November 10th, guys. November 10th. That's when this is hitting. With 50 deer skips. All right. Tell you a funny story here in a second after I finish this, but promising a dark and gritty campaign with cinematic influences on its core story beats. Sledgehammer Games. Modern Warfare 3 also adds open combat missions for the first time. These emphasize player choice with numerous additional paths and choices to complete objectives, allowing the game to react to the different approaches that the player might take to the task. On the other hand, the multiplayer modes for Modern Warfare 3 include fan favorite like Hardpoint and Kill Confirmed, as well as the new Cutthroat mode, pitting 3 trios against each other. New mechanics like tack stance allow for intense close quarters combat encounters, along with other movement mechanics yet to be revealed. All 16 launch maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 have been modernized with new modes and gameplay features and will be available at launch. Stated publisher Activision and confirmed that more than 12 new 6v6 maps will arrive in post-launch live seasons. A lot of hype is surrounding what is said to be the largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever in Modern Warfare 3. From Treyarch, the Zombies mode will integrate new mechanics into the mix as players go toe-to-toe with the biggest enemies in the history of the series. Modern Warfare Zombies tells an unearthly, dark aether story set in the Modern Warfare universe with missions, core zombies features, and secrets to discover, said Activision. November 10th, like I said, coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, S, and S. All right. So not only this info here, release date November 10th, but there will be betas that happen for this game prior, probably sometime mid-October. I would venture to say we don't have definitive dates yet. But because this game is this title, Call of Duty, is still in contract with PlayStation, and because the merger with or the acquisition of Activision Blizzard has not fully completed by Microsoft yet, the first beta weekend for Modern Warfare 3 will be PlayStation only access. That has been confirmed. So be ready for that. The second weekend, this is just like Modern Warfare 2. Second beta access weekend will be all platforms, and then the game will release after that, okay? But just be ready for that. November 10th, guys, November 10th. So this story that for some reason that just reminded me of. So last night, my family and I, we were going for like just a bit of a walk after dinner. Sometimes we'll just go for a little bit of a walk together. And my son had all his like Nerf stuff out. He's got some Nerf guns and he's got like some Nerf stuff that's like wristbands and everything. So he was like, "Dad, you want to like take Nerf guns with us on our walk and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, dude." And so he's got a couple of little pistols, so we took those with us. And I was all like walking and like doing like James Bond poses and stuff, and I was like singing the GoldenEye song, And so I started telling my son about GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo 64, and I was like, "I've got the golden gun," and he's like, "What's the golden gun?" And I was like, "Oh, bro." I was like, the golden gun's a gun on Nintendo 64, GoldenEye 007. And so I was telling him about it. He's like, "Oh, that sounds cool, And so when we got back last night, I pulled up like the wiki on it, the Wikipedia page on the golden gun. And he was just like sitting there like reading all about it, and he was like going through all this trivia about it and this lore and stuff. He was really immersed, dude. It was really cool to see him like so like interested in something like that, it's pretty funny. So Total War Warhammer 3 review bombed as developer defends controversial DLC price hike. Studio says prices have to rise, but players feel they're being offered less content for more money. Let's take a look at something real quick first of all, okay? This is one of those games where you're going to pay up front and then they've got a lot of DLC. Check this out. Oh my God. Here. So Total War Warhammer 3, right? You're talking about a game that they want you to pay $60 up front for. Yeah? $60 up front. And then Sega published, by the way. Then, I mean, you look at all the DLC, $260 worth of DLC. I mean, we were kind of talking about this a little bit yesterday with Ferret and myself. Talking about some of this is Total War Warhammer 2 stuff though. But wait, does this actually and original Total War Warhammer, does this actually play in Total War Warhammer 3? Does all of this go together? I didn't know that. Anyways, this is, I mean, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier today too. This has absolutely become the trend, right? I mean, it's release your base game, AAA price point, and then just continue to release as much DLC content as you can for as much money as you can. I mean, I think the thing that people have to discern for themselves is that content worth your money or not, right? I think sometimes it is, and I think quite often it's not. We were talking about Destiny 2 yesterday, and being somebody that bought Destiny 2 up front when it released and bought into like one of the, I bought one of the upgraded versions of the game when it released and got like the season pass, and then I lost my account because they converted over, and I was so busy at the time that I forgot to. They were sending out emails and stuff, and I was so busy at the time I forgot to transfer my account over from their Blizzard.net servers to whatever they moved over to, and so I lost that entire account. But I bought that game up front, AAA price point, got the you know, season pass stuff for the first few of the DLCs, and that's all gone. And then the game switches over and becomes free to play. So not only that, but I mean, like, anybody that bought the game up front in the first place is going to feel a little bit cheated by the fact that that game ended up becoming free to play, just like most Overwatch people, right? Most Overwatch people, the game was originally something you paid for up front, and then all of a sudden Overwatch 2, which is really just Overwatch 1.5, right? It's not anything all that different, becomes free to play, and now everything in it costs. And it's and like with Destiny 2, there's so much DLC. There's so much DLC, and it's, I mean, if you go look at the entire list of DLC for Destiny 2, it's like $450, man. Which Destiny 2, I think, is a well-developed game. And I like Bungie as a company for the most part, but I mean, you start taking a look at that mechanic that they're pulling in there, where it's like, oh well, you know, we should just turn this game into free to play. Really, it's, and as spoken well by Ferret yesterday, free to try is really what it is, right? They're like, well, let's just make it free to try. That way people can get in, get a taste of what the base game is, and then if they enjoy it, because it is a good game, it's well developed, you've got, if you want to taste the entire full game, you're talking $400+ worth of DLC you need to buy. It's pretty gross. But it's not like this is anything new. It doesn't make it taste any better to most of us as gamers, though. You know, I mean, it's, I think that from my point of view, and look, I know that development's not easy, and it's not necessarily cheap either. But the gaming industry is very lucrative if you do things right and you know what you're doing and you produce quality games. We've seen games come out recently that haven't needed to do anything like this yet, that have been very, very, you know what I mean? Take a game, and look, I'm going to promote a game right now that I am not going to give them kudos for doing what they did and turning the game into something that it should have been in the first place. Talking about No Man's Sky, and Hello Games is the developer, right? Hello Games is the developer behind No Man's Sky. That game should have never released when it released. And I am not going to pat them on the back, and I'm not going to give them props for sticking by the game and turning it into what it should have been on release. They did their job. They did their job. They did what they should have done eventually. So good for everybody that bought into that game, because they finally got to experience what the game should have been when it released in the first place. What I will do is I'll give that company props for continuing for years and years and years later, and still to this day. You buy that game, you buy the base game, you get all the content with it. There's no DLC, there's no microtransactions in that game at all. That game goes on sale all the time for $30, and you just need the base game. You get all the content in it. I mean, it's a prime example of the fact that a game can still be successful. You don't have to resort to mechanics like this. You know, there are a lot of other examples out there of games that have been very successful and not having to resort to this kind of scummy kind of, oh, hey, we released a game and now every single, 6 months we're going to release more DLC and it's going to cost you $30, It gets real old, man. It gets real old whenever it's like, and I know that for some games like live service games, it's important for them to continue to generate revenue to support the, live service games are a different kind of beast by nature. They require to keep people invested in that game consistently. It requires new content all the time, lots of resources, manpower, people constantly working to develop new content. You need to have ways to generate revenue to keep that going, and I understand that. I'm not, you know, I don't feel like I'm not understanding of the way a lot of this stuff works, but it does seem to me that a lot of these developers are just trying to get over on people. So let's see what Creative Assembly has to say on this front about what they're doing with Total War Warhammer, Studio says prices have to rise. Players feel they're being offered less content for more money. Creative Assembly has defended its decision to sell the next downloadable content pack for Total War Warhammer 3, Shadows of Change, at an increased cost, despite causing backlash and negative reviews from players. Earlier in the month, Creative Assembly revealed Shadows of Change, Total War Warhammer 3 DLC that will add 3 new legendary lords and more recruitable units to the game. However, the DLC's price raised eyebrows at the time. At £20, the new content is £7 more expensive than the game's previous Lord pack, Champions of Chaos. Also costs the same as the Forge of the Chaos Dwarves, which was released in April and added a new faction with 26 units compared to the 11 advertised with Shadows of Change. As a result, the Total War subreddit has accused the company of implementing a price hike while offering less content, and posts critical of the decision have received thousands of upvotes. The backlash has also made its way to Total War Warhammer 3's Steam page, which lists its recent player review rating as mostly negative. We just saw that, due to an influx of reviews criticizing the game's DLC pricing. Yesterday, Creative Assembly acknowledged the backlash, but stood by its decision to increase the price for Shadows of Change. Quote, "To get right into it, our costs are up," wrote Rob Bartholomew, Chief Product Officer at Creative Assembly. Quote, "Unfortunately, that means that prices have to rise. We know any increase is going to be tough, which is why our prices have remained fairly stable over the past few years. Downside is that any increase today is going to be more noticeable." Here's what's bad about this situation, though. They did not address this in a proactive manner. Had they done so, it probably would have been embraced a little bit better by the community. Had they, and maybe not totally, but at least to some capacity. Now, I don't know for a fact if they did or not, but it doesn't sound like it to me. Had Creative Assembly put out some PR stuff and tried to contact their fan base and their customer base and been like, look, we are at a kind of point right now where we are finding ourselves having to raise prices a little bit over what you may be used to for DLC coming out for some of our titles, and this is why. And had they done that in the first place before they released it and just raised the prices and then tried to address it after the fact, it probably would have been embraced a little bit better by the community and the customer base. Instead, they just said, just raise the prices. Then they waited for everybody to get pissed about it, and then they tried to address it after the fact. And it doesn't work like that. That's not the way this works. Quote, "There's no good time to increase prices. We have not taken this step lightly. However, this is the business reality of supporting Warhammer 3 and ensuring we're able to offer the years of extra content that are currently planned." However, Bartholomew admitted the studio should challenge itself to make sure the DLC's cost still offers good value. Meanwhile, senior game director Rich Aldridge said Creative Assembly, quote, "wanted to somewhat break the mold of past DLCs to ensure that we could bring you as much content variety as possible. Claimed the studio will keep assessing and iterating going forward. However, the response has been met with further criticism from players who feel the DLC's price increase does not align with what it offers, especially not compared to previous stuff, I think is pretty apparent. One Reddit poster claims they have refunded their pre-order for Creative Assembly's next game, Total War Pharaoh, after feeling rubbed the wrong way by the statement. Another labeled it as a corporate Nothing Burger and said they have canceled their pre-order for Shadows of Change, as has this Reddit poster. While it remains to be seen if the situation will change, Shadows of Change is set to launch on August 31st. Again, this is a bad look. If you've actually, it's not like companies don't have massive marketing and sales divisions and stuff like that where they are constantly taking a look at, what it's costing and what they should be putting prices out for and things. Whenever they came across this decision that they needed to change the price of what they were pushing out, it should have been something they talked to the community about before they ever increased. This is a very, they should have been proactive about it. It would have been a better situation for them all the way around. Would everybody have embraced it and been like, oh, it's okay, we get it, we understand? No. But it wouldn't have been this bad. And that's their fault. That's their fault. I already don't see this kind of gimmick as real great. The way that these kinds of games are created. And it's like, oh, hey, here's a new faction and some new units and pay $20 for it or whatever. And it's like, okay. But this isn't my kind of game really either. So, I mean, to be fair, I would need to talk to somebody maybe like 10 Win. 10 Win plays this, see what he thinks. But, it would be different if maybe it was like a number of factions and a lot of units that you were getting like all chunked together for that price point or whatever, but it doesn't seem like enough to me. I don't know. But I don't think I don't think that Creative Assembly really approached this in a way that they should have, and it's biting them in the ass.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
Thanks, dude. Oh. Speak of the devil, dude.
Just 10 Win just resubscribed for 24 months, 2 years, DA. Also, I know it isn't that relevant, but it seems like we got review numbers for Blasphemous 2.
Yeah, let's take a look, dude. Yeah. No, I'm excited. Yo, dude, did you see all that I was just talking about? Woo-wee, dude, look at that. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Too many games, not enough money, bro. Me too. Thanks, dude. Yeah, check that out. Incredible, brother. 2 flipping years. Holy crappers, dude. Holy crappers. 2 years, dude. There it is. There's that 2-year mark. Insane. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. God dang. 2 years now, dude. We've had our sub button. Craziness. Oh, dude, yeah, I'll probably go ahead and pre-order it too. Yeah, I loved the first one. I expect the second one to be great too. Yeah, this is one of those developers that I'm comfortable with enough that I'll pre-order. Yeah, more than likely. They're few and far between, but if I feel comfortable with a developer, then I'm okay with that. Yeah, Game Kitchen's good. Agreed. Yeah, and I'm stoked about this too, brother. Thanks, dude. This is good. Yeah. Check this noise out, man. Ooh wee. You know how I feel about 10 out of 10s, dude. But that's looking great. Oh yeah, baby. So excited. I'm just gonna watch this real quick, guys. Don't mind me. Cannot wait. This is a weird situation because I thought we were going to be playing WrestleQuest right now. So we're going to play like WrestleQuest for 2 days before Blasphemous hits, and then we'll play Blasphemous, and then we'll finish WrestleQuest afterwards. But yeah, that's sick, dude. Thanks. Did you hear about everything I was just talking about, dude? With the here, if you didn't see this, dude, I'll just reopen that. Oh man. Did you see all this stuff? Total War Warhammer 3. I know you play this a little bit, right? DLC price hike, so they're getting like review bombed and everything. Yeah, you saw it. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you got to read all of it or anything, but yeah, I think that this probably would have been received a little bit better had they just been proactive about it. You know, it feels bad. Yeah, the blasphemous thing, dude. I mean, I said the same thing about Dave the Diver. You know, I mean, I would love an indie dev to win Game of the Year. I think that's just such a it's like an impossible mountain almost. You know, unfortunately, just too much politics and everything. But I agree. I would love to see an indie dev grab Game of the Year. That would be such a huge thing for the industry, you know. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win it, honestly. Right now, I think it's either going to be either Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom. No way, dude. No way. No way. No way, dude. Larian? Indie? No. I don't think anybody can consider Larian indie. I guess it depends on what your like definition of indie is, but I mean they had like over 400 people staff working on that game. Like, yeah, but when most people look at like when they go indie dev, they're talking about a small. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. Yeah, you're not wrong, but I think the amount of capital they have to invest and resources to push towards a game and everything doesn't really, most people would not consider Larian. uh yeah, 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 I think, yeah, that's more of an appropriate way to address it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super stoked about Blasphemous as well, dude. I'm really stoked. Yeah, I can't wait to play it. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Thanks again, dude. 2 years. That's incredible, buddy. That's really, really amazing. That means that like we just hit the 2 year mark of having our. I always know. I always know whenever we hit the like the mark, like the annual mark of hitting our sub button, because that's Tinwin was the first person to ever sub and has just never faltered, dude, on the subs. So, dude, that's actually incredible. It means a massive amount to me, brother, and I really appreciate it very much. Tinwin, straight up 2 years, dude. 2 years of subbing, man. It's incredible, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for showing me the ratings and everything. I figured it was gonna be good. I'm pretty hyped about it right now. I'm pretty hyped, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait. What else is going on, dude? How are you, man? Let's look at this real quick. So, shout out to Ferret. Oh, wait. Yeah, the next one's from Ferret. Xbox users go wild for 4 games they can grab for free right now. You'll have to hurry. So right now, Xbox is running an amazing offer that will let users play 4 games completely free. Only running for a few days, though, so you'll have to be quick if you want to grab them. Free-to-play days allow users to play unlimited trials for limited trials. So for all Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass Ultimate subscribers, you can grab it and play as much as you like this weekend, all right? So the trial will end on Monday, August 21st, but you can play as much as you like before then. This week, the highlight of Xbox free play days is Forza Horizon 5. Okay. Next up is The Night Witch, a Metroidvania style shoot 'em up with fast-paced gameplay. There's also Zoo Tycoon and Blasphemous. Speak of that, Blasphemous also in here, dude. All of these games you can get at a discount as well. Like Blasphemous is 75% off. If you decide you play it, you decide you want to buy it. Build a Zoo or Zoo Tycoon, excuse me, Zoo Tycoon, 50% off if you decide you want to buy it. Was it Night Witch, 33% off? You know what I mean? So, free to play days, take a look. But yo, if you have not played Blasphemous, highly recommend. Oh, for real? Is that on Steam, dude? Let me pull that up real quick. Excuse me. My allergies are jacked, dude. My throat feels weird today. Blasphemous. What a banger of a game, dude. Actually, shout out to Tinwin because I played this game because of Tinwin. Yeah, 75% off Blasphemous and pre-order. Check that out. Nice, dude. That's sick. Sick. I mean, I already got all that noise. You know. But yeah. Blasphemous 2. Very stoked, dude. Very stoked. How much time did I put into the Blasphemous 1? About 30 hours. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Very cool, man. No, I didn't, dude. Nah. Nope. You know me, man. It's like one of those things where, like, basically, you know, I feel like I've kind of completed the game. There's always just more that I'm trying to, like, move on to and play and experience and stuff. So, as much as I kind of wanted to, no, I never went back to it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's one of those things that's always a little bit tough for me because a lot of New Game Plus runs include that kind of thing, you know? Especially in Metroidvanias. Metroidvanias are notorious for doing that. It's like New Game Plus offers some content you probably won't be able to experience. And usually it's just like once I get through the base game, I usually just move on, you know? But I knew that you did. I knew that you had gone back through and done, like, you 100%ed, right? Really good. Yeah, I remember you talking about it, dude. Didn't you 100% it? That's what I thought. I remember you talking to me about going back and doing some of that stuff. I haven't platted it yet. Oh, okay. Oh, the speedrun one. Eee. That's not really my forte, so I'm a slow game player. If they had like achievements for playing games slow, I would get that one. Get to the bronze doors within 3 hours. Nice. All right, sick, dude. All right, so here we go, man. Shout out to Ferret. Thanks, buddy. The Xbox 360 digital store is closing down in July of next year, guys. Less than a year away. Game purchases will end on July 29th of next year, but previous purchases will remain playable on the 18-year-old console. I mean, technology has evolved. Expectations from players have shifted, Microsoft says. Look, I talked about this a little bit previously. So, yeah, I know, dude. RIP 360, right? This always feels a bit bad. I mean, dude, I will give kudos to Microsoft and Xbox. 18 years maintaining a platform for 18 years. It's pretty solid, dude. That's pretty solid. That's nothing to scoff at. And to be fair, I mean, from most of us gaming enthusiasts and consumers, we would prefer that this just be maintained forever, right? But from a business standpoint, that doesn't make sense, and we have to understand and realize that and accept that. And so, I mean, perfect world, Xbox would have a platform that's totally consolidated where they maintain all of their previous platforms and content for those platforms. And no matter what console you play on for Xbox, you can you can connect to that consolidated Xbox.com no matter what console it is and grab any content you want. And the same for any other console, right? But that's not the world we live in, unfortunately. And it's one of those things where we have to just understand that there comes a point for these where they die off, Yeah. Well, and I'll say this, Xbox is on a better path for backwards compatibility than any of the other console players are currently. They're doing a much better job of it. They've got really cool patents in right now they're working on to try to get stuff done on this front. To where they've even got this, if you haven't heard about this, they have a really nice patent in right now that allows you to even attach like this proprietary disc reader for Xbox. It's like an external disc reader that will read their games. You can plug it into one of their modern consoles. It'll read your discs. It could be an original Xbox game. It'll read it on a modern console. It'll read that disc, and it'll basically verify that it's like an Xbox game, and it'll give you that digital copy for a certain amount of time. And then once that amount of time's up, you'll have to rescan it to still maintain or be able to access that digital copy or have it on your account or whatever, So there are things like that Microsoft is getting, developed and working on that is, in my opinion, at the forefront of giving back to consumers and their fan base, their consumer base, that the other console players aren't doing, which is fantastic. That's the way it should be. I mean, if you've ever owned a game on their platform and you can still prove that you own that game, you should still be able to play that game on their platform. That's the way I believe this works. That's why I'm such a big proponent and lover of the PC platform, because you don't have to worry about it. It's different than the console space. You don't have to worry about, a new console coming out and losing access to the games you already own, and having to buy them again or anything like that. It's one of the most gross, scummy things about the console market, dude. I hate it so much. But Xbox, I think, is better than the other console players on that front. They've made great strides over the past half decade to give people more backwards compatibility and everything. Oh, what? Ninja Gaiden Black's no longer obtainable. They lost the code. Who lost the code? Really? I didn't know about that. Team Ninja lost it? What? To use the original discs, yeah. Why is Team Ninja not like grabbing an original disc and like reverse engineering it though? Just because they don't give a crap? Probably. Sounds like a developer move. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I hadn't heard about that, dude. That's nuts. Yeah, yeah. That's wild, dude. The more you know, I guess. So, if your console of choice is the 360, we have bad news. Microsoft will be shutting down the digital store next July. Company's pulling the plug July 29th of 2024. This means owners of the console won't be able to purchase games and DLC or download other content such as game trials or avatars from either the Xbox 360 store or the Xbox 360 marketplace. Quote, related to this change, the Microsoft Movies and TV app will no longer function on Xbox 360, which means TV and movie content will no longer be viewable on your Xbox 360 after July 29th, 2024, Microsoft said in the announcement. The good news is that any games or DLC you already bought from the store will remain playable on the 18-year-old console, in addition to the newer Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S hardware. Quote, if you've deleted a game that you have purchased, you but you want to play again, you'll still be able to re-download it, the company added. Owners will have the next 11 months to buy any remaining games from the store before it finally shuts down. Multiplayer support for the 360 games is unaffected. Nice. Microsoft didn't offer a clear explanation on why it's retiring the 360 store, but signaled it's about focusing on current-gen hardware. Technology has evolved, expectations from players have shifted. We are focusing on making Xbox Series X and S the best place to play now and in the future, it says. Despite its age, the 360 is arguably Microsoft's most successful entry in the Xbox line, becoming a platform for games such as Halo 3, Gears of War, and Mass Effect. Hence, some consumers have kept their 360 hanging around. In the announcement, Microsoft even says, "We're thrilled so many fans kept playing their favorite Xbox 360 games on the Xbox 360." Even though the 360 store is retiring, Microsoft says hundreds of Xbox 360 games will still remain for sale on the digital stores for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. "We believe in celebrating gaming's rich history and having worked hard to preserve as many games as possible through our backwards compatibility program," the company adds. Microsoft created a support document, which you can find here. I'll link this for you guys, with more information on the upcoming change. Okay, guys? Yeah, it's always kind of inevitable. 18 years, man. That's a solid chunk of change, dude. There you go. This is such a conflicting thing for me. I hope it's good. There's a showcase tomorrow, or tonight, I mean. There's a showcase tonight. We're going to cover it tomorrow. It's after my stream time. It's after stream time. So Bandai is doing a showcase for From Software's Armored Core game tonight, okay? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, even if it comes out and it's this is one of those games, From Software games are those games. We've talked about this. I'll be waiting on these games to play from now on until they show me they can come out with better PC versions of games, And so the fact that I'm much more comfortable with Blasphemous release than I am a Armored Core release just means that I'll play Blasphemous and I'll worry about Armored Core later. That's the way that works for me. That's what happens whenever I get bit by a developer, and I got bit with Elden Ring. It didn't feel good. And so it was obviously a console ported. It was a console game. It was a game developed for console ported to PC, and it didn't feel great. And so now anything that comes out from Software, I will just wait and see how it does moving forward, and until they can show me they do better with PC games on release. And that's how it is for me. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to have a banger to play in Blasphemous 2. So if Armored Core ends up being good, I'll play it later. That's how it'll go for me. New Armored Core 6 showcase will highlight lore, mission gameplay, and PvP. So I am excited about this game. I do hope it's very good. I won't be playing it on release because, again, like I said, Elden Ring's PC release for me was not good. It felt pretty terrible. And it wasn't unplayable, but it didn't feel good. And so for me, From Software games, their PC releases now will not be a play for me on release until they show me they can do better moving forward. If they get to a point where they're like, PC releases are pretty solid moving forward, then I'll change my mind. But I need to see that first. So this showcase is going to happen tonight, apparently. The reveal of the new Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon details and gameplay happened today. It's going to be kicking off at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 p.m. my time. It is pricey as well. Yes, that's true. That's true. Have you seen like the collector's editions? Holy crap. 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is well after my stream time, and you know what I mean, normally. So I'm not going to stay live just for this. We'll cover it tomorrow in the news. I'm sure we'll see a video of it. We'll watch it tomorrow, okay? Publisher Bandai Namco has said the presentation will highlight lore, mission, gameplay, and PvP. I will link this for you guys. If you want to watch it tonight, by all means do that, but we will cover it tomorrow. It will be viewable on YouTube and Twitch. You'll also be able to watch it live via the YouTube video embedded on the top of this page. Announced at the Game Awards last December, the 6th installment in the series marks the new Armored Core game in more than a decade, the last being Armored Core 5 back in 2012. Promising fast-paced battles, in-depth customization, thrilling boss fights. The game will be released on August 25th for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. This just kind of talks about the story and everything behind it. I'll let you read that, but you'll get probably a pretty good idea of what the story has to entail also during the showcase and when we cover it tomorrow. So I'll link this for you if you're interested. I love mech games, dude. I love mech games. And, you know, I'm really excited about this. And what I've seen of the game so far looks dope, man. It looks really good. But developers are always going to show you what they want you to see, you know? And Elden Ring looked dope too until I played it on PC, and it was very hitchy. It was very stuttery. There was a lot of frame drop and stuff, and it felt bad trying to trudge through the entire game like that, you know. And so for me now, it's a wait on From Software games until I know that they're going to be pretty smooth gameplay. Oh, for real? Yeah, Timwin. Yeah, I mean that's understandable as well. But I mean, to be fair, I mean I don't think you had as many issues with something like Elden Ring as I did, dude. So you never know, man. You know what I mean? And I mean my PC was, you know what I mean, well above the requirements of Elden Ring, and I don't think you had as many issues as I did. So I think that's one of those telltale signs, though, that a game is not optimized correctly for all PC hardware. You know what I mean? That's one of those weird ways in which you can just always tell that they just didn't optimize real well for a PC release, where you've got like some people that it plays fine for, some people that it plays like middle of the road, and then other people that can't even hardly play the game at all. I think that's one of those telltale signs on the PC front where stuff's just weird. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's like embarking on minimum requirements for your PC, it might be worth the wait. Maybe, you know, get a bit of an upgrade or something. I don't know. The game does look dope, though. It does look good. And we talked about this before. There was a little bit of some, like, who was it? Fextra Life? Talking trash about the way the game looked and everything. I think the game looks fine. I'm much more worried about performance. And I think that's what we talked about before, right? Fextra Life was kind of trashing the game they got like their hands on an early trial of it or something, and they were maybe, or I don't know if they were just watching a video or actually got to try it out. I think they actually got to try it out. And Fextra Life was barking about how it didn't look top tier, like the graphical fidelity maybe wasn't what they were wanting out of it or something. And I was like, but they were talking about how good it felt and everything. I was like, dude, give me that every day, all day, every day. Give me a game that's not maybe at the highest fidelity, you know, visual fidelity and graphical quality that can be produced in today's gaming experience, but plays smooth as butter. I'll take a game that plays smooth as butter all day, every day, dude. Especially in a game like this. Any game that's especially, you need, you know, that fast-paced mechanics for combat and stuff. Give me that smoothness, dude. Give me that performance, baby, every single day, dude. I'll take it. No doubt about it. But that's linked right there for you guys if you want to watch it tonight. We'll cover it tomorrow too, okay? Alan Wake 2's been delayed by like 10 days, it looks like. So like towards the end of August here, it's looking. Alan Wake 2 delayed to avoid clashing with other games. The team wants everyone to have the time to play all their favorite games. As long as this still ends up releasing at the end of October, we'll probably play it on release. We'll probably end Scaretober with Alan Wake 2. Remedy Entertainment, Epic Games Publishing have announced that Alan Wake 2 will no longer launch on October 17th as it attempts to avoid a cramped release week. October is an amazing month for game launches. We hope this date shift gives more space for everyone to enjoy their favorite games, said the team in a post to X, formerly Twitter. Other games releasing in the week commencing October 16th include Endless Dungeon, Gangs of Sherwood, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, World of Horror, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Yeah, basically, dude. Yeah, Endless Dungeon is dope. Yeah, I own it too. Yeah, it's a good game. I played it a long time ago. Oh wait. Am I thinking of a different one? Hold on. I was thinking Dungeon of the Endless. Endless Dungeon's the new one. Dude, the way they name these always screws me up. Yeah. We talked about this, right? Yeah. So this is hitting October 19th. I had forgotten that the way they name these, dude, trips me out, dude. Yeah. The new sequel. Yeah, god dang it, dude. Tripping me out. But you've been playing the beta and it's good? You've been liking it? Yeah. Yeah, good, dude. Nice. Sick. Yeah, the old one was good, dude. The old one was dope. I liked it a lot. It was very good. All right. Let's keep going here. So the sequel is now scheduled to arrive on October 27th for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And yes, that's absolutely right, Tim. We're going to go from ending Scaretober straight into Baldur's Gate 3. And it'll be a nice, long Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Necromancer, super evil. Oh, way better with multiplayer, multiple people. Oh, because the AI is not this strong. Oh, okay, got you, dude. Right on. More than a decade since the original game came out for PC and Xbox 360, and Remedy shared that it's the most ambitious, complex, and important game yet. There have been 5 concepts of Alan Wake 2 revealed. Actor Ilka Vili, who plays the returning central character in an interview in the latest issue of Edge magazine. So here's the deal. I'm actually playing both. I'm going to play Alan Wake 1 and Alan Wake 2. So I never played Alan Wake 1. I always wanted to, but I never made my way into it. And now's the perfect time. So I'm going to play Alan Wake 1 remastered. And then I'm going to play Alan Wake 2 as soon as it releases. So we can get the full experience, right? So I'll find out how much time it should take us to get through Alan Wake 1. And I'll try to schedule it as perfectly as I can before Alan Wake 2 releases, so we have enough time to just kind of line those up to play them back to back, okay? Saga Anderson is the second playable protagonist of the game who stumbles upon the pages of a horror story about herself suddenly start to bleed into reality. 2 separate, dark, and disturbing paths will start to intertwine across the course of the game as Alan and Saga try to escape the forces that creep closer and closer. Unlike the original game, Alan Wake 2 will feature different dialogue options as Remedy Entertainment was inspired by the narrative developments of Control. Frictional Games, developer of the Amnesia series, recently said that it would not be developing new horror games in the future. The immersion, the personal journey, and we talked about that. Yeah. Okay, so Alan Wake 2 delayed. I was afraid when we first saw this today that it was going to be delayed outside of October, but this should allow us to finish Scaretober with Alan Wake 2. That'll be a nice conclusion. Nice conclusion to Scaretober. That'll be dope. So we'll finish Scaretober with Alan Wake 2, and then we'll run into Baldur's Gate 3. Even if we needed a little bit more time to run over, usually that's the way it works. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through Alan Wake 2. So if we started on the 27th, that gives us 5 days, depending on when it releases. Maybe, well, let's say 4 to 4.5 days of streaming to get through Alan Wake 2 through the end of October, Scaretober. If we needed to take a couple of days in November to finish it up, we could do that. It's just kind of the way it works sometimes with finishing up Scaretober, but we'll get it done. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, Timwin. Oh, and tower defense roguelite. Frequently, you have to defend multiple points at once. 9 out of 10 times. Player be able to defend a point better than the AI. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Right on. Yeah, solid, man. Yeah, thanks for the time to beat there on Alan Wake 1 also. Yeah, so probably can just plan on like I'll probably just plan about 5 days of Alan Wake 1. Main plus sides 14. Yeah, probably about 4 streams. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So that's not bad. Yeah. So like the last week and a half of Scaretober will be like Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. About that. A little over a week. About 9 days. 9 to 10 days. Yeah. 9 to 10 days of so probably around the 21st, probably. About the 21st of October, we'll probably start playing Alan Wake 1. Something like that. Here, I'll bring it up real quick. It's not definitive yet. We need to talk about it a little bit more, but this is kind of what I've got right now on the menu for us. We've got Choo Choo Charles, World of Horror, which is full releasing on October 19th. So we might play a little bit of that. Signalis looks really good. I forgot. It Stills, Bramble the Mountain King, Outlast Trials is something that I want to start maybe doing a little bit of because we played Outlast last year and it's multiplayer, so we could get some like weekend stuff in. Yeah, I know. I have one of them right now. Yeah, I know. I need to play those. I don't think that I would play those during Scaretober though, dude. Honestly, I don't know that I would play those during Scaretober. Personally, I would need to look at it. I mean, I know that. I think the thing for me. Oh, and I'm definitely playing Trepang too. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me is like. There are a lot of times where I see people talk about like certain games and they're like, "Oh, that I would stay away from that. It's like a horror game." I'm like, "That's not a horror game." You know? I think that's the difference between like what I would consider throwing into a Scaretober playthrough and what other people would or whatever. You know what I mean? So it just depends. But yeah, I know the Alice stuff those are ones that I definitely need to get played at some point. I own one of them right now. I need to try to get the other one. But this is currently what's on the agenda. I definitely want to get Trepang 2 played because that's like got a lot of hype right now. It's definitely got the fear vibes around it, like a modern fear game. Amnesia the Bunker is supposed to be really good. I want to play that. The Alan Wake games are going to end. Outlast Trials. Dude, starting tomorrow, we're going to be taking a look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That game releases today, and well, it depends. Yeah, it depends. I think on where you like get it from. If you're able to configure the file right and everything, I know what you're talking about. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is supposed to be very good right now. What people are saying about it is that it's supposed to be a lot of fun, so we might try that out. But it doesn't full release until later today, and we'll see what reviews are looking like as we move forward. Then there's Fort Solis. Looks like it could be pretty good too. It kind of gives me like Soma vibes a little bit, which it's already released. Or no, it releases in like 3 days. So we're going to take a look at maybe Fort Solis after it releases and see what the reviews are saying about this game as well. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now. This is kind of the play for Scaretober. I think we've got a pretty good lineup right now, and I've got other games that I can throw in if I needed to take up any time. But I think the Outlast Trials and Texas Chainsaw Massacre could be something fun for the community to do if anybody else is interested in doing some multiplayer stuff. And I think we've got a good, nice lineup of stuff here that should take up the rest of the month here for Scaretober. So it's looking pretty good so far, I think. Yeah. All right. Lenovo's new game console looks like a Nintendo Switch rival in the making. But it won't rival the Switch because it'll be a PC console, right? It would be more of a challenger to the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally. Yeah, I mean, let's be fair here. When we first heard that Lenovo was working on a handheld Windows running gaming PC, our first thought was that it aims to compete with Valve's Steam Deck, but we've just seen what are reportedly the first images of the Lenovo Legion Go. Looks like Lenovo might have also have the Nintendo Switch in its sights. The handheld PC looks like it combines elements of both the Steam Deck and the Switch. Could that be enough to help it find a space in the gaming market? CR pick of the best. Blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. Dude, I've been wondering why nobody else has copied what the Switch has done with these controllers. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Tinwin. That's what. Yeah, that's why I exactly why I stated what I stated. You can't really do that. If this is in fact like a look, so first and foremost, Nintendo needs to take and I do think that Nintendo's next console I expect it to be very similar to the Switch, an upgraded version of the Switch, but they actually need to work on the ergonomics of their flipping Joy-Cons. Their Joy-Cons are terrible. They're just little bitty bricks, dude. There's no ergonomics to them at all. They're terrible to hold in your hand, man. And you can already see the difference here with something like this. This is so much better for the curvature of somebody's normal hand. You know what I mean? And I've actually wondered why nobody else that has been making the handhelds nowadays, why nobody's been doing the same thing the Switch had done. Darkwing Duck. Jesus, I haven't heard that one in a while, dude. Nice. See, I never really played on a Wii U, dude. Wii U is one that I just like skipped. But bro, those Joy-Cons for the Switch are absolutely horrendous. They are terrible, dude. The apparent images of the handheld Legion Go were reported by Windows Report this week. Looks not unlike the Steam Deck or the Asus ROG Ally, but it also has removable controllers. Look very much like the Nintendo Switch's Joy-Cons and a pop-out kickstand like that on the Switch OLED. Windows Report says that Legion Go has an 8-inch screen, possibly a touchscreen, while the controllers seem to blend the concept of the Joy-Cons with the contoured design of the Steam Deck. To that, they appear to add a touchpad on the right controller. That's perhaps a strange placement, but a touchpad is something of a must for Windows gaming. However, the back of the right controller is said to feature a wheel. Yeah, I saw that too. Did you see this? See this little wheel right here? There's a wheel here, and there's a touchpad. This is maybe going to be molding. It just depends on if this has the ability to be turned off pretty intuitively, you know, while like gaming and stuff like that. Now, it's like a mouse pad or a touchpad, right? So yeah, if it's like a Windows device, that could be nice. You might need that, right? It could be nice, but you need to be able to turn it off real easily too. You would like it to just be able to be like toggled off with a switch or something like that. But is this like a volume? What is this? I noticed that before as well. Dude, this is why did Nintendo not do this in the first place? The contours, dude, Jesus. That's nice too, dude. A kickstand? That's great. Cheapness? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because they couldn't afford it? Give me a flipping break, dude. Interestingly, the design of the Legion Go looks fairly chunky, diverging from Asus's approach of slimming down things with a ROG Ally. That could mean it houses a bigger battery, which is something that will be welcome among many Windows gamers. According to Windows Report, the handheld device will run Windows 11 and use AMD Phoenix processors. Seen a glimpse of handhelds from Lenovo in the past. No release date or pricing. We also don't know what hardware is going to be in it yet or anything like that. But seeing an image of it now is at least something. I'm trying to see what these ports are up here too. Can we? Or is there? That's all we got, really, huh? It looks like some. Was there anything on the bottom? I can't really see the bottom of it. That looks like USB-C. Power button. Probably 3mm jack right there. Are these actually like USB ports? Or are these like display ports or something? They don't look like DisplayPort or HDMI, honestly. But they could be. It's hard to tell from this angle. Here's the big thing. Here's what's going to be the telltale about. Obviously, we need to know price point. We need to know hardware. We also need to know how consumer friendly it is. What is the warranty? How easily fixable is it? And that's what I mean by like consumer friendly, right? Like the Asus ROG Ally, the Steam Deck. Those are very consumer friendly products. Consumer-friendly gaming devices, and that is important. If this is something that is not easily fixable, it's not quality built, it's not going to last. People aren't going to buy into it, really. Also, weirdly enough, check this out. Look where the button placement is on this controller for the your bumper buttons and the bumper button placement on this controller. I just noticed this. It's not symmetric. The right controller has them in a horizontal parallel, or like a horizontal layout, and the left controller has them in like a vertical layout. That's kind of odd. Huh. Weird. Okay. I'm sure we'll find out more. We knew this was coming. We knew it's in development, late development, and we'll get more as it comes to us. This is the last I have, guys. If anybody else has anything else to add for the video gaming news segment, let me know, and I'll address it before we kind of sum this up, segue out of the news, and work our way into playing some more Fallout New Vegas, all right? PS5 exclusive games are still on sale for cheap until August 19th. Don't miss out on these big discounts for Sony's impressive PS5 first-party games. There's a back-to-school promotion for PlayStation. It's in the final days right now. They've got big discounts apparently right now on consoles, controllers, and games. But the event ends tomorrow. There's game deals on Amazon. You can see all these. Pretty big price cuts. Same at like major retailers, Best Buy. Even deals on the console and stuff like that. So, I don't know. That's basically the gist of it. If you're into the PS5 realm of gaming, then this might be a good time to get you some sales if you can get any of these in your region, okay? But that's the jam-a-lam, dude. That's the news for today. Let's get some tunes popping off here while I segue us out of here. Yeah, boy. Let's go. All right. You guys rock, man. I appreciate you. Happy Flipping Friday. Thank you, Ferret. Thank you, Tinwin, for the additional content here, bringing some additional news to us for the segment today. And Tinwin, the 2-year sub, dude. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. Everybody that's part of what we do, you rock. Thanks for the amazing news segment today. We're going to move on. We're going to go play some more Fallout New Vegas today. But if anybody is checking out this video gaming news segment for today, August 18th, either live or maybe even later on as a VOD, all of our video gaming news segments, as well as all of our playthrough episodes, or playthroughs, which get put out there, segmented into episodes, as well as crazy, funny, wild clips and highlights of things that happen here in the stream. All that content, man, is always out there on the Twitch page and the YouTube page. So go check that stuff out. If you're enjoying the content, come hang out with myself and the rest of the amazing individuals that we have that are part of this community when we go live at 6 a.m., roughly 6 a.m. CST, every single day, 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday right now. Oh, the pets. Look at those pets, dude. Feels so good. Every day but Wednesday right now, 6 days a week. We go live at 6 a.m. We always start off with video gaming news before we dive into whatever video game play we have planned for the rest of the day, okay? So other than that, happy flipping Friday. I hope everybody has a great start to their weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. And we will catch everybody tomorrow for August 19th edition of Video Gaming News. All right?